Hey, fellow Star Citizens, this is Scrap Chat here. Today we're going to be I'm going to be reviewing how I mine in the belt in there in Halo. This is not an official mining guide. I'm not going to review all the different mining laser heads and modules and things like that. I'm just going to go over how I mine and pass along any information that I may have that might help you. So now the problem we may run into is right now Xeno threats going on, so there's going to be some lag. Might even be significant. I don't know. We'll see. And I found that has impacted breaking up rocks. Sometimes you try and throttle back the laser and the power doesn't reduce for a while. And I actually blew up one rock doing that, and that's the first time I've ever blown up a rock. So we'll see how it goes. And this won't be a short video. I'm not going to be cutting a lot out. So usually my videos are 10-15 minutes. This one I could go. I haven't, like I said, I just started, so I don't know how long it's going to take. But I'm willing to bet it'll be a good half hour, 45-minute video when all is said and done. So let's see. So I'd say, sit back, grab some popcorn, soda, something like that, and let's get started. All right. So before we start, as you can see, my referral code is up in the I think it's on the right side of the screen. That's my referral code. If you are interested in playing Star Citizen, make sure to use that referral code, and they'll give you an extra 5,000 credits when you start playing. Normally you get 20,000. Use my referral code, you get 25, which is great. They'll give you some more in-game money to make some purchases. Also, what I'm going to be doing moving forward, if you're a subscriber, go ahead and post your referral code, and I will promote it in my next video. So anybody who lists their referral code in this video, I'll randomly pick one, and I'll use it in my next video to kind of help other people get their referral, or try and make their referral bonuses, so they can get I think you get like a Gladius when you hit 10. So I'm at 9 right now. I don't know what you get at 10. I think it's a Gladius. Anyway, so if you're interested in participating in that, feel free to post your referral code in the comments. All right. So like I said, I like to mine in my prospector. That's what this is about. Nothing against the mole. Mole is fine. I just prefer the maneuverability of the prospector. And most rocks I run into in there in Halo don't really warrant a mole. On Lyria, that's a whole nother ball game over there. So usually I kind of prefer my prospector, especially like I said, for the air in Halo, for the belt. So, and I can fit everything in my prospector. So let's take a look at how I configure my my prospector here. Hopefully this works. Wasn't working so hot the other day. I was trying to change some things out. There we go. All right. So if you're looking under systems, I put in a VK00 quantum drive. That's a military grade A. It's really fast. The range is short, but it makes up for it in speed. And I'm not going very far. I'm only going round trip like 28 million kilometers. So it'll do that without a problem. You just need to make sure to refill when you're done. So we got the VK00 drive. And then for the laser, I went with the stock Lancet MH1 mining laser. I know some people like to play with the Helix, and there's some other lasers that other people use, but I find that the Lancet one is pretty good laser. So, and then my whole loadout is based around stabilizing the power. If you've ever worked with quantanium, you know that the power fluctuates a lot. So as you're getting into the green zone there, the power is going to move up and down a lot. So what this does is between these two Vox C3 modules, they reduce it by 75%, I think. Yeah, well, 20%, I'm sorry. 20% reduction. And then when you hit the Brant, which gives you, I think it's a minute of stabilization, that gives you 75% of, let's see if it gives you any information here. Yeah. See, instability is minus 75%. Now, what you get out of this, though, is a smaller charge window. I think that's what we call it, right? The little green area reduces. Same thing with the Vox. They reduce it by 10%, but your optimal charge window reduces by 4%. So I'm reducing it by over 8%, which isn't great, but there's no fluctuation in the power. This is all about trying to keep the power stable, so when I get into the green zone, I could just keep it there. And usually that's not a problem, except, like I said, this lag. I already blew one rock once, and I've never blown up a rock before. It's just because, I try and throttle back the power, and the lag is, seconds or even up to a minute later, and by that time the rock's blown up. So I had that happen once, so we'll see how it goes today. All right, so I think those are all of my changes. Yeah, those are all my changes that I made to my prospector. And I am running out of Arc L1. It's my preferred location. I know a lot of other people run out of locations like Crew L1 and a few other spots, but I like Arc L1 personally. Mostly due to its proximity to Lyria, so if I get bored of doing the belt, I can just pop on over to Lyria, which I'm not a real big fan of, but sometimes it's interesting to do something different. And when I return from the belt after I'm done mining, it pops me right in front of the hangars that you're assigned when you come into the station. So unless those 3 hangars are full, I get assigned one that's right in front of me. I don't have to fly around the station or do anything like that. What else do I got here? Oh, and also the VK00 drive I use, plus all of my components, can be purchased here at Arc L1. So it's like one-stop shopping for everything I need. And that Brant module only has 5 charges, so I need to put a fresh one in after every run. So that's kind of why I like to live here at Arc L1. All right. Oh, and then one other thing also, I like to make sure that I bring some food with me, some food and water, or hydration, whatever you want to call it. Just because, I shouldn't be out there that long, but, some days it just takes a while. And I don't want to be out there and realize that, I hadn't had anything to drink in, an hour, and all of a sudden, you're getting thirsty. So, yeah. So I always make sure to bring some food with me. All right. Let's get this ship out here.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system. Visit us again.
Oh.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
I hope this isn't a bad day for retrieving ships. Maybe this isn't the best ASOP terminal to be using. Let's try a different one. See what this one's doing.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
All right, that's better. Here we are.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
That's not so bad. That's reasonably quick. My other fear are the elevators. I had problems the other day getting the elevator in the hangar. And it's like, that's the last thing you want when you're coming back with a load of quantanium is not have the elevator respond. Not good. Not good. And there she is. I think I got a paint scheme for it too, and I forgot to apply it when I got back in. I forget what color. I think it was white. Forget. And I've also gotten stuck here in the entrance a couple times too, which is weird. That's new in 3.18. I've never gotten, well, it was new since the last time. Like that door wouldn't open and I'd be stuck right in there with the ladder. Okay. Here we are. Yeah, I really haven't done any mining in the belt since 3.16. When 3.17 dropped, I really wasn't very happy with the scan mechanic for finding quantanium. So I just kind of skipped the whole mining game loop and ran cargo instead. And that cargo worked out pretty well. I like cargo. One of the nice things about mining, though, is that it really doesn't... There's no real cost involved, you know, monetarily. Whereas with cargo, first of all, you need the upfront money, and if something happens, like a 30K or whatever, or pirates or something, you just lost all your, you just lost everything. So, and I've had at times where I went from having 700,000 credits to 2, and that wasn't good. So, mining, you really can't. I mean, the cost of the brand module I think is 2,000 credits. I would lose that if I blew up or something. It's something really like a 30K wouldn't even really bother me out here, except I would lose my cargo if I was coming back with it. All right, so I'm going to set out for Hurston. And I fly out to 14,186,000. That's where I stop, or try to stop. Like I said, with this VK00 drive, it comes up fast. It'll still take a minute or two, well, more than a minute or two, but 2 or 3 minutes. Oh, yeah, I forgot the landing gear. While we're en route here, I use a website to decide what routes to take. And I'll leave a description in the... I'll leave a link in the description for that website. But it'll tell you from any given refinery different endpoints you want to go to, depending on what area what band in the belt you want to stop at. It's pretty useful. Like I said, that's how I decided. That's how I figured out where I'm going. I'll be going to band 8 today. I've had a lot of luck there, so we'll see what happens. So we're getting there. It's pretty quick. Also warn you, I have a lot of problems getting the B key to actually stop the drive. So I usually do a B and a shut down power at the same time because I really need this thing to stop. All right, we're coming up on it now. See, that was pretty fast. That's not bad. All right, here we go. Oh, crap, I just turned it off. See, it didn't turn off. Okay. So I had to shut down the power. Okay, let's see where we are. Wow, that's really close. I went in 14,186. I'm at 14,183. That's awesome. All right, so the first thing I do is I reset my return point to Arc L1 so I don't forget for later, because that's going to be really important later on. Also, I used it as my North Star, and this is also another reason why I like Arc L1. See where the sun is? By going back to Arc L1, it's in my back now. So more than likely, Well, most of the time I won't be staring directly into the sun, which is kind of nice. All right, so the first step is I press the V key to get the scan up and set for 360, which is fine. Hit the tab key to do a scan. And we're looking for, if you just kind of hover over these little locations here, see where it says R signature? We're looking for a 3400, which is 2 rocks. 1700 is 1 rock. We're looking for 3400, which is what this one is. If we hover over this one, we'll probably say 17. That's 5100. 5100 is 3 rocks, and I've never seen 3 rocks actually be anything. It's never quantanium, it's something else. But 3400 is what you want. Hit scan again. 3400 is really what you want. You can, sometimes you'll find ones that are much larger. And they might be, that I've run into one field of quantanium with multiple rocks, but that's usually not the case. Really what you want is this 3400. So we're going to go investigate that. It doesn't mean it's going to be quantanium, but that's usually how quantanium rolls. And I know some people will actually try and scan that, but I'm only 10k away, so I kind of like to fly out and see it in person. And sometimes it won't even scan. And I just like to get up in person with it. Yeah, but to each their own. Yeah, I'm not going to judge. No, it takes a second to get up there. There they are. All right, what we got? Wow, they're really close. They're quantanium. See those little orange striations? That's quantanium. And they're scannable. That's good. The sky is probably our one. Yeah, 30%. That's not bad. And how long were we out here? I mean, it's a little unusual. I usually don't find them that quickly. Yesterday when I was doing this, I was, I think I think it took me 7 minutes to find our decent rock. How big is this guy? This is usually the 2%er. Yeah, 8%. So, anyway, this is the guy we're going to want to play with. So, I'm going to move in obviously a lot closer. Oh, you know what? Put this guy away for a minute. I do want to change my speed. I don't want to be moving too quickly. That's good. That's a good speed. Okay. So we're at optimal for our effective range. And I also like to keep the charge level in space. So it's out in the black there. That's one of my things about Lyria. Sometimes it's really hard to, depending on where you are on Lyria, sometimes the optimal, the charge level, the optimal section, it's like a very white background. It's hard to see, you know. Whereas, like I wouldn't want it like that, because I don't know. That's difficult for me to see. I like that, you know. Keep it over empty space. All right, so here we go. This is where we're going to find out how bad the lag is. Okay, why did I immediately go to 100% power? There we go. Okay. This is a 49 mass rock. So we shouldn't have a problem cutting this. I'm usually good up to about a mass 51. Still, wow. I don't know if they changed the... I mean, like I said, I haven't done mining since 3.16. But I don't remember the laser intensity being this low and having it move Usually I had to get up to like over 100% to move the needle. And there it is going up. Okay, so once we get to optimal, I'm going to kick off the Brant module. Right now we're just using the Vox C3s to keep the power stable. And I like kind of like letting it, I won't give it a little more juice, but I don't like making it go up there too quickly. I like it to kind of crawl up there. And maybe we'll give it a little more. A little more. All right, there we go. So as you see, our optimal window is really small, so this requires some delicate manipulation of the mouse wheel to make it work. And a little practice. Like I said, I'm still rusty. I haven't done this in 6-7 months. Oh, longer, 8 months? Wow. Almost there. So I'd rather let it just get right up there. And a little farther. Nice and slow. Come on, almost there. Yeah, but I wasn't a real big fan of the scanning mechanic in 3.17 when that dropped. That's what turned me off to mining. Alright, here we go. And now. Drop the power a little bit. A little more. Come on. Oh, come on. Don't do that. We're going to shut down for a minute. My bad. My bad. Come on. Don't have that brand forever, you know. That's better. So you can pretty much hold it right in the green, center of the green area. Ah, it jumped. Ooh, boy, that's a big jump. Now it's coming down. Almost there. Almost there. Yeah, we got it. Be prepared to back up too. That's another reason why I don't have the speed up too high. That's not a bad break. They're not scattering too much. Alright, what we got here? That's one we want to break. That's the one we don't care about. That's good. Nah, don't care about that one. That's good. Might only need to break 2. That'd be hilarious if I only had to break 1. Oh my god, I only had to break 1? There must be a rock behind this one. Yeah, there's a rock behind this one. Alright. There's another reason why I like mining in the belt. It's more three-dimensional. Lyria is very two-dimensional. Wow, is this really the only rock? What about this guy? It's got to be more than 1 to break. Wow, okay. So it's just 2, and that one's 100%. Alright, well, we'll start with the big guy. Right, that's big. 12 or 9. What's that, like 7? That's 1,000. Wow, okay. Still not bad. But yeah, like I said, like I see how I can go this way, I can go up, I can go down. Can't really do that on Lyria. And you got to deal with gravity and everything else, so. And you got to deal with pirates. Out here, nobody knows where I am. I don't even know where I am. Alright, so. Wow. That was a good one. I think, alright. I'm gonna hit it. Well, of course, I gotta make sure my, charge level is in space. And I might have to go right like there. Okay, it's moving up a little fast. Still a little fast. That's better. Whoa. Okay. I think that's what I want. Maybe a little more. Okay, there we go. Like I said, this takes a little practice, that's all. A little practice. Almost there. Come on. And now. Don't go too low. That's better. Don't go too high. Oh, going too high. Come on down, come on down. That's good. Yeah, we got it. And like I said, be prepared to back up. Just in case. Alright, swing around and get that 100%er. That's him right there. Gotta switch with an optimal range, effective range. There we go. That's good. Okay. All right, this one's gonna be tough. 100% quantanium. This is gonna be painful. Oh, that's nice. The charge window got a little bigger. The optimal charge window. And we don't have very far to go to get to green. That's good. Okay. A little more power. I really don't want to mess this one up. %, quantanium is just, that's too good. Almost there. And now drop power. Ooh, probably a little too much drop. I hate it when it does that. Get back up there. Come on. I just had you there. Get up there. I see this might be the lag. I mean, it's okay. I got plenty of Brant. You know, I got 5 charges. I've only used... This is my 3rd. So it's not a huge deal. But we're not going up. And I have a sneaking suspicion it's going up. It's just I'm not seeing it. Yeah, maybe we're okay. I don't want to go to 10. That's just too high. Yeah. Oh, okay. Come on down. That's good. See, 4 was too low. Grandmom's only got like a second or 2 left. Yeah, I know. We're okay. Get another brand off because this is the last one I have to worry about. Oh, don't. Okay. We're okay. That's not horrible. That was the last one. That's pretty good. Right? And after you scan something, I guess it's the computer on the ship remembers what it was when you scanned it. So go around and scan all the pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a map of where all the pieces are. That's what I do. I draw a little diagram of, we're not in the right location yet, but you'll see in a sec. Because what I'm going to try and do is what is that? I draw a little map that shows me the different values of all these rocks that I can extract. And by doing that, I can more efficiently extract the rocks and reduce the amount of time to extract, which reduces the amount of time it takes me to get back to Arc L1 and store the ship, because that's the whole gist of quantanium mining. You'll 11%. That's not good. You want to get back before your ship blows up, because the quantanium is what do you call it, cargo. It's it can explode. You got about 15 minutes to get it back into storage at wherever you're going. So it's really important, I think, that you be as efficient as possible at the extraction part, because that's when the 15 minutes starts. See, that's 100% quantanium. All right, I'm gonna get a piece of paper here. Got my paper, get my pen. All right. So I'm gonna try and get the best view of all of this. And where's the other rock? Because I don't want to bump into it. Oh, there it is. Okay. I think I'll be all right. Just don't go down. So I don't care about that one. I don't want him up front. So I'm going to swing around the other side. And see, this is something you can't do on Lyria. You can't say, oh, that rock is in a way. I don't know. I had that happen to me a couple of times on Lyria. That's why I'm kind of like, nah, this isn't right for me. Okay, I think this is probably going to be a good spot. Alright, so I don't care about that rock. These are all broken up. Okay, I think this is the best view. So what I'll do is I'll draw a little diagram here of where all the rocks are. So, and my diagram is not very, it's not going to win any art awards or anything. So very quickly just draw rocks. So I'm just trying to get the location right. You know, in relation to everybody else. There's that one there. And I'll try and post my wonderful little diagram here when I'm done, so you can see what I did. But it's there we go, that one there. That one there. Is that one I care about back there? No. Okay. All right. And then after I make my drawing, what I do is I go around and I write on the rock on my drawing what their percentage is. And this one is 81%. So I write an 81 on the rock. The next rock. 70%. Okay. This one I don't care about. So the ones that I don't care about, I draw an X. I don't even want to think about that, about extracting that one. And it's 52%. Oof, 11. There's actually one behind it I didn't notice. Great. That one's probably going to be... Oh, there's nothing. Good. Okay. So there's one behind it I didn't draw. Draw that and put an X. This one I don't care about at all. Put an X. And this guy here is 100%. 100% ones get a star. Those are the ones I definitely want to get, and I also want to start with. So I'll do all the star ones first. If there's any room, that's an X. If there's any room left, I'll come back and go in order by the highest percentage of quantanium. This one's 100%. So he gets a star. He's 100%. He gets a star. He's 100%. He gets a star. And what's this guy? This one we don't care about. And I think that's it. Okay. So now we have our map. We know what we're going to extract in what order. And then the other thing I like to do is I like to kind of get an idea where I'm going to be, because as soon as we're done the extraction, we need to head back to Arc L1. So I want to make sure I know where, after I'm doing all this, which direction I'm going to go to turn on the quantanium, or turn on the quantum drive and fly back. I can see my little return arrows down here. So as soon as we're done, I'm going to hit the B key and we're going right here again, and we're going to take off. So I'm flipping to extraction mode, and it looks like all of my stars are down here. So I'm going to start with this guy here, which is 100%. And then I got if these four don't fill me, these four stars don't fill me up, then I've got the 81% and the 70% one to come back to, and I'm sure they'll top me off. So, all right, here we go. First one. Okay, next. I think I see a rock behind there I didn't check. Huh, yeah, I didn't check. Oh, okay, we don't care about him. This guy. Yeah, we're going to need that 80%er, I think. And this guy. We can't get much more efficient in terms of time here. That's the last of the 100%ers. That's unfortunate. Go to the 81%er. And then the 70%er. Wow. We may be going to the 50%. That's unfortunate. This is the last one. This will fill us up. That's not horrible. We got, looks like around 28, 29%. And then we just drop down here. And we're off. So that wasn't so bad. The lag really wasn't horrible. Honestly don't think there was any lag. I think it was just me being a little rusty. But yeah, but you know, that's not too bad. Let's see how long we've been doing. We've been doing this. Well, I talked a lot at the beginning, but the very first rock we scanned was quantanium, so can't really beat that. Sometimes, unfortunately, I mean, it's good that it didn't take very long, but what I didn't get to show you was if you don't find anything in the rocks you're looking at, you need to make a jump, a really short jump, like, and again, it's towards Arc L1, so you just do a quantum jump, like as soon as it starts up, shut it down. So you're only going to go like a couple 100 kilometers, and then do the same thing all over again, scan, and then check every location looking for 3400 size location, and if you see any of the 3400, you know, move over towards it, check it out. You know, if you're a better scanner than I am, go ahead and scan. I'd like to go look at them, but you know, to each their own. But you may have to make several jumps. I think yesterday I had to make 3 jumps before I finally found a decent. You may find a quantanium rock that's just not big enough. I don't do anything less than 20. If it's like in the teens, I move on. And sometimes you'll find them like two 2%ers together, which is stupid. But it happens. So. Alright. Just about there. So yeah, I mean, it's good that we found one quickly, but that's not usually what happens. And I'm sure it's just because I'm filming today. Usually I have to make 1 or 2 jumps before I find anything really good. But we're doing really good time-wise, so I'm not worried. All right, and you see, do you see where the hangars are? They're right in front of us. I don't know, I just like that. I like, oops. I like not worrying. I remember when I used to do this in 316, I'd pull up and they would make me like fly around to the back end of Arc L1. I'd be like, why are you doing that to me? There are perfectly good pads right in front of me. They always send me to the back. But I've been pretty lucky. Unless these are full, I think, they tend to... They're pretty good about letting me land right here. So... See, that's not bad. I'll take that.
Landing gear down.
And I remember when I was doing this in 316, I'd make 4 runs a day. I'd do like 2 runs in the morning and then 2 runs when I got home from work. And I'll get in there. And I'd make almost $1 million a day doing this, you know. And once you get used to it, you know, there's a lot of pressure the first couple runs you're doing when you're not used to it. And after a while, it's old hat. It really is not... Let's fill ourselves back up here, too. See, we haven't even gotten... I think it's at 5 minutes, you'll get a beeping sound. I rarely, if ever, hear it. Maybe if I'm, like, I'll be on the tarmac, it'll go off, but, like, we won't even hear it today. We'll be probably downstairs in the lobby by the time that thing goes off. Assuming the elevator works. This would really suck. I actually made a short of it not, the elevator not responding, and my ship blew up. It was sad. See? Kind of like, this is sad. There we go. And we still haven't even heard the alarm yet. I think you get one at, like, is it like 7 minutes left, maybe? 10 minutes left? I don't know. I never really paid attention to those, honestly, because I never hear them.
To the ASOC vehicle retrieval system.
Like I said, on the tarmac occasionally, back in 316 before we had hangars, you know. There we are. Okay. So it's stored, so it's safe. There's no worries about it exploding now. So now it's just a matter of heading on down to the refinery and setting up our work order. And crap, there's something I forgot to do. Go down to refinery. Yeah, big mistake for me. As soon as you're done doing the cut, but before you do extraction, you need to expend the remaining branch charges. There's a total of 5. I only went through 3, so I have 2 more branch charges left. That's not enough to take it out on another trip for quantanium. So unfortunately, I'm going to hop into that ship later, fly it out of the Armistice Zone, burn the remaining brands, and then come back down here and buy another brand. So yeah, that was a mistake. Make sure to remember, I used to have a little sticky on my monitor that told me to do this. Why can't I click in here? Okay, maybe we'll just skip this for now, since I can't even put it anyway. But yeah, make sure you burn your brand, and what it'll do is when you use that last one, that module will eject, and then you can come in here, go downstairs, buy another brand module, and install it in your ship through the vehicle loadout manager. So we click on here to begin a new work order. We select the MISC processor, our prospector, and we set up our work order. And then for what do they call it? The method they're going to use to refine your quantanium, always pick Dinix salvination. It takes forever. Man, look at that. No, that's not too bad. But so is that 28 SCU of quantanium? That's not horrible. Anyway, the Dinix salvination, it gets the highest yield of all the other processes they use, but it is the slowest and most expensive. But you get the most out of it, and that's really what you want. So after you pick Dinix salvination, make sure to click on the material you want to refine, which is quantanium, and then click on Get Quote. And that's how much they're going to charge us to process our quantanium. So you got to make sure you have this on hand also. And then it's going to take them 39 hours. This is the only real rough part about doing quantanium is you got to wait 39 hours. Now, what'll end up happening is you'll get a bunch of work orders in here. And I had a point where I had like up to 10 back in the day when I was primarily mining. And I would just be rotating through here, picking up orders and taking them over to ARC L1. Over to ArcCorp to sell, because you have to sell them at trade and development divisions. You can't take them anywhere else. So you got to also have the ship that you can load the quantanium, the processed quantanium, the refined quantanium into, so you can then take it over to ArcCorp or wherever you take it over to sell, wherever your TD is. So let's go ahead and click on confirm here. There we go. Work order is accepted. And it's going to take 39 hours. And that's actually how much we're going to get out of the yield. You don't get 100%, but this Dinix salvination gets you the most. You could use other ones that are cheaper and faster, but you'll get less reduced yield. So we started out with 28. We're going to be getting 27. That's not horrible. Here's another order I have going on right now. It'll be done. Oops. Get back in there. It'll get back. It'll be done in, over a day. But, that's how this thing... Now, you can, if you want to, you could take what's out there. I mean, there's only 775. That's, less... That's 7 SCU, I think it works out to be. So you could, if you want to, like... I don't have my ship here. It's actually over over at ArcCorp, but you go in here, you pick the ship, and then you click on this to collect it into the ship, and it would stop it prematurely. But you really want to let it obviously go out for the whole length of the time remaining to maximize your quantanium. But I don't even know how much that's going to be. I think 30 is around almost 250,000 credits. That was a full load I got there. So this is probably around 200, a little over 200,000, I bet. So it's not bad. You know, like I say, you do like 4 or 5 of these runs a day, and you know, you're doing $1 million a day. And that's what I did all throughout 316. And I was buying a new ship every other day, you know, like, because most ships are like 2 mil or less, unless you want to get one of the larger ones. Like I used this process to buy my Eclipse, which was 3.5 mil. You know, so it took me, you know, 4 days to buy. And I really wasn't doing much. Like I said, I was making 4 runs, and then when I wasn't doing that, you know, I was running bunkers or doing there we go, doing bounties. So, you know, I really wasn't big into bunkers and bounties at the time. I am now. Oop, where am I going? Wrong way. I am now. So, you know, I might do a mix of bounties plus bunkers, but I think I just made like almost probably 225,000 in, you know, what would have been like half an hour. Now, some of that was luck because we found that rock right away, but usually that's about how long it takes me, about 45 minutes to get, you know, 225, 250. Yeah, that's not bad. You know, it's on par with yeah, it's pretty close to on par with what I do with cargo, running cargo. Not so much salvage. Salvage takes a while, but it's the safest and it's the safest. I think it's the safest way to make money, but it also takes a while. I could spend an hour and only get like 139,000 credits. So, I don't know. I guess it depends on what you want to do. And I do all 3. I'll do mining, I'll do cargo, and I'll do salvage. And then in between all of that, like I said, I'll go do some bounties and some bunker missions. So, yeah, you know, have a good time. Anyway, so that's how I mine in the belt. There is a process I'm working on for mining on Lyria that I want to try. And I haven't had a whole lot of luck with it yet because every time I've tried, there's been something wrong with the quantanium I find on Lyria. I was shocked. This one time I went, and I was actually able to... I got out of my ship to check it out, and you were actually able to physically walk through the quantanium. It's like it really wasn't even there. And I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I haven't quite got that working yet, but I think that might be a fun little process for mining on Lyria. But this was just about how I like to mine in the belt. And yeah, like I said, it's once you get used to it, mining quantanium, you know, the first couple times I did it, I was sweating bullets. It was pretty white knuckle experience, but now it's like, yeah, that's not so bad. And if I overcharge a rock a little bit, I don't freak out. It's fine, whatever. I just back off and try again. And even if it blows a little bit, yeah, that's okay. You'll live, you know. So, anyway, that is my how to mine in the belt. So I hope this helped you, and thanks for watching, and have a great day. Scrapchat out.